Welcome to Divine Discussions, and today we will be talking about time management. In this video, I will be giving you 7 tips on time management and how to better organize yourself. Tip number 1 is to be productive and not busy. When I say productive and not busy, productivity is very different from being busy. Because when you're productive, you're actually accomplishing things and producing things. And I'm actually going to include the definitions of each. But when you're productive, you're producing things. Whereas when you're busy, you just have a lot of things on your plate and you're doing a lot of things, but you're not actually finishing everything, or you're not actually accomplishing anything, and you don't have that real fruit. The definition of productive is having the quality or power of producing, especially in abundance, effective in bringing about, and yielding results, benefits, or profits. So that is the definition of productive. And busy means engaged in action, occupied, being in use, full of activity, bustling, and full of distracting detail. I just really want to point out the difference between the two words, because when you're productive, you're actually yielding benefits and profits from it, whereas when you're busy, you're just occupied and doing things. So it's much more effective if you're productive and producing things, rather than if you're just busy all day and doing a lot of stuff, but nothing is actually getting done or being accomplished. With that tip, I want to say don't work on everything every day, because this was my problem. I used to think I was productive when I was just constantly doing things, but that's not true. When I would work on everything every day, I wouldn't get anything done. So I would do YouTube's homework, EVIT, and some other things that I'm working on. I would do everything in one day, but I would never get anything done because I'm too busy trying to do everything and say that I did it and say that I did a lot when in reality I really didn't do anything. So with that, spread out your schedule. When you spread out your schedule and you devote certain days to doing certain things, and you only focus on, we'll say, 1 to 3 things per day rather than focusing on 5 things every day, that really helps you produce more. And not only do you actually produce, but it's at a higher quality because you can put more of your time and attention on it. Also, when you spread out your schedule and devote certain days to certain things, you can make more time for yourself and doing things you enjoy, and you can make more prayer time and getting in your word. So when you're productive, you're actually producing something, you have a profit from it, you benefit from it, and you can see the finished product. Whereas when you're busy, you're just doing a lot of things and nothing is actually getting done. And tip number 2 is have and use a planner. You guys, I love planners so much. I have 5 million. Right now, I'm just using a digital planner because the new planner I got, I can't use until July. When I tell you I use a planner every day for everything, I feel like having a planner, or not even a planner, but some type of notepad or something where you can write down all your tasks, that is really, for me, it makes me more effective in getting things done. Because I don't know if you guys are like this, but whenever I check stuff off, I love checking things off, and it makes me want to continue to finish more stuff because I can just knock it off the list, and it keeps you structured and on track and going in the right direction. With me, I'm very easily distracted, so in the beginning, sometimes I have to write out not time stamps, but time slots, and give myself only a certain amount of time to do things, and I'll organize my day by the hour, because sometimes I can get really off track and start taking longer on things where I'm already supposed to be done with that and completed, and I need to focus on something else. So I feel like having a planner or some type of notepad it really helps you keep on track and know what you're supposed to be focusing on for that day. And even if you don't want to do it for the day, you can do it for the week. You know, have a weekly planner or both. I like to do both sometimes. I do it for both the week and the day, but most often than not, it's for each day. I also put a scripture in here, Proverbs 29:18, and I'm not gonna quote it directly, but I'm just gonna paraphrase. A man without a vision will perish. And that scripture is so true, because when I don't write out my tasks for the day or even for the week, I get really lazy and I kind of lose track of what I need to be doing, and it's really difficult for me to stay on track and finish things that need to be finished. Tip number 3 is have a set routine. So have a set morning routine and a night routine. With the morning routine, it helps you get your day started with intention, and it motivates you to accomplish the rest of your tasks. It allows you to have better control over your schedule. Even when you're just planning for the next day or for the week, you have better control of your schedule instead of your schedule controlling you. Especially with the night routine, you can say, by this time I want to stop working so I can start winding down and go to bed. And that's really important for me, because sometimes I'll just overwork and then I'll get upset with myself later because I didn't take care of myself and do what I needed to do for me at the end of the night. And also when you have a morning routine and a night routine that's catered to how you know you need to take care of yourself in your house, it makes me feel a lot more confident and more willing to accomplish the tasks I have for the day, because I know I took care of myself and I did what I had to do for that morning and that night. And also, not only does it do that, but it helps improve consistency. When you're consistent in your morning routine and your night routine and you do it every day, that can pour into the other things you do. Tip number 4, do the most dreadful task first if possible. Always do the most dreadful task as soon as you can, because when you do that, you're able to not only get it over with and done and not worry about it for the rest of the day, but you can enjoy the rest of your tasks without that one thing you have to do taunting you all day. And also, when you finish it first, you won't have an excuse to keep pushing it back and putting it off. Because I know with me, this is gonna sound silly, but one of the things that I don't know why, but I can't stand folding and putting away clothes. I put away my clothes, I'm clean, and I do all that, but I don't know why, I just cannot stand putting my clothes away. So when that's one of my tasks that I have to do for the day, I always make sure I do it as soon as possible, because I don't want to have to keep walking past my bedroom and looking at all my clothes on the bed that I have to put away, and that's just gonna taunt me every time I have to go to the bathroom or something. And also, I have another scripture I want to include here, and it's Genesis 49:27, which is, again, I'm not going to quote it directly, but just paraphrase it. It's devour the prey in the morning and then divide the spoils in the afternoon. When you go hard in the morning and you do everything that you need to do, especially the difficult tasks, then you can relax later on in the afternoon and not worry about all the dreadful stuff that you have to do later on. Tip number 5, stick to the schedule. If you're like me and you're easily distracted, then this is a very important tip. So be focused and don't waste your time, and hide your phone. Anything that distracts you, hide it. So like, if you know that your phone distracts you, hide it in another room and forget about it. If you know the TV distracts you, go sit outside. Or whatever distracts you, just make sure you remove it from your radar and your area so that you can focus on the work you have to do. And also, one thing that helps me stick to the schedule is timing myself. Whenever I give each task an allotted time, that makes me go into like hyper focus mode, because I know, okay, I have to finish this task by this time and the timer is gonna run out. And I'll even put a timer on my phone, and when the ringer goes off, I'll know, okay, it's time to stop the task and move on to something else. And this really helps me, because not only am I majorly focused on what I'm doing, but I'm not distracted. I don't know about you, but when I have a time limit, I don't get easily distracted, and I just block everything else out. So if you struggle with that, that's a really good idea, timing yourself and giving yourself only a certain amount of time. And also something else that helps is on your phone. I'll put up you'll see it on the screen next to me. If you have an iPhone like me, you can go to your settings and go to screen time and then click on downtime, and you can customize certain days to how many hours you just want your phone to not be shut off, but certain apps be shut off, and it'll give you a time limit and a certain amount of time you can only be on it, and then it just closes it out for the amount of hours you have set. And I really love that feature and I use it frequently. And also if you don't want all of your apps cut off, then you can choose which apps you want to keep on at all times, and that's really helpful for people who are easily distracted like me. Tip number 6: delegate and rest. With time management, if you have a lot on your plate, like if you're a business person or a leader of some sort, a parent, a teacher, when you have a lot on your plate, it's really important that you not only are productive, but also that you have time to rest. And a way that you can do that is by delegating. Time is money and you can't get it back, so you have to spend it wisely. And by delegating, you're making sure that you're only doing the tasks that only require you, like the tasks that no one else can do and only you can do. You're ensuring that you're putting the majority of your attention, your energy, and your focus on those things, and all the other tasks that need to get done, you're able to delegate it and appoint other people to do those things. And also with delegating, not only should you delegate tasks to people, but you should delegate time to tasks. So like I said before, earlier, time is money and you need to spend it wisely because you can't get it back. So allot certain hours, a certain amount of time to different tasks. Now you don't have to do that. That's something that helps me. But when I delegate a certain amount of time to a certain task, that helps me know what I'm doing, and it makes me feel more comfortable in knowing that I'm on the right track. And that includes time for rest and time for just doing something you enjoy. Include that in there too, because when you're delegating time to do certain things, you're more comfortable. I'm more comfortable in resting because I know I've made the time for it and I've included it in my schedule. Previously, when I wouldn't purposefully include rest inside my schedule, I'd feel bad for resting and like I was being lazy because I felt like I wasn't doing anything or I was spending too much time resting or doing something. But when you've took the time to purposefully plan out what you're gonna do and the certain amount of time you're gonna give to something, and then include rest in that schedule, you're more comfortable in taking that time to yourself and actually enjoy. Tip number 7: take your schedule to God. He cares about the small things. He wants to be included in even the tiniest details of your life, and you can ask him for wisdom and guidance in what to prioritize. He knows your schedule and he knows how you best operate and what you need to do in order to accomplish all the tasks that need to be done. And he's the best person to go to for that. That's what I did, and honestly, I just love how I have my own little schedules lined up, and it works perfectly for me. So even if these tips don't work for you, you can always go to God and ask how you should prioritize your schedule and do everything, because he knows best and he will gladly tell you, because not only does he want you to be productive and actually accomplish things in your work, but he wants you to rest and he wants you to know how to make proper time for all of those things. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for another video. Thank you. Bye.